So this is the first startup since the last video. Apart from the rumbly as all hell water pump, engine's quietened right down. So I'm going to do an oil change now, see what kind of treacle and fossils come out of the engine, and see what's leaking, and have a look at the, if I can get it high enough, I'll crawl underneath and have a look at the gear linkage as well and see if anything's moved, and gear mount, transmission mount, motor mounts and all that kind of stuff. Right, I got both the drain bowls insanely clean, so I can see exactly what's coming out of this thing. If or how many metal shavings there are. So, engine mounts, passenger side, worn but in place, driver's side, again collapsed, you can see there, it's leaking, but nevertheless in place. Transmission mount broken. Transmission mount broken. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Answers on a postcard. I wonder if I can get a 3 Series transmission mount to fit. I hope so. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Excellent. Ha ha ha. I love finding shit. That is so cool. Anyway. Okay. That's bloody great. So, let's get on with the oil change. I used 2 tubs. I don't know if you can even see it, but this is the first tub, so this is the first oil that came out, and there are some glistening metal particles, but I'm happy. That's fine. Here's the filter, and I'm hoping it is focusing, but no metal bits in it. So this is the second container of oil, and this would have more bits in it if anything. It's fine. Happy. A little bit of glistening, that's fine. Totally fine. So as I was saying before, as we know now, the transmission mount is broken. The engine's taken a good shunt backwards. It's not sat on the cross members, so although the engine mounts themselves are taken some abuse and are probably starting to collapse, the engine's not sat on the cross member. And I've had that many a time before, so it's not actually that bad. So after finding the transmission cross member broken, I want to get the brake and light and smog done tomorrow, if possible. Sunday today, possibly, hopefully tomorrow. So we're now going to find out if E36 parts fit like everybody say they do. So I'm trying to find now an E36 among all this crap. A word of advice that I just learned: never bring too few tools when you think it's only going to take you 2 seconds, because this fucker wouldn't take the bolts off. On my car, this rattled the bolt straight off, and on this car, which is that one there, they were too bloody tight. So luckily I found a friendly gentleman who had a ratchet, and I was able to crack them. God, just bring a ratchet. My local yard won't actually let me take old parts in, sometimes the other yards used to spray them, so you could take them in and compare them, but this one wouldn't. So I took pictures and I found a 318 E36 318 manual, which kind of looked the same from the photos I've taken. And luckily, she's perfect. And look, I even cleaned it. Must be getting old. In my earlier days, would never have cleaned that. We're just throwing it on oily. But all clean and new, newer and ready to go on. Okay, so interesting realization of the day. I got one bolt in one side. And the other side, as you can tell, is about an inch and a half, maybe inch and a half too far back. So that was like, huh, that seemed odd. And then came down to the front engine mount, and I have a feeling that engine mount should not be canted back like that. I have a feeling that that dowel locator thing right there should be flat down. Interesting. Anybody with a Z3? As I've said several times, answers on a postcard. I think the engine has been punted back about 1.5 inches. Hang on to getting a set of engine mounts in here just to line it back up. Fuck, how interesting. Things you don't expect. Well, quite the development it seems. It seems the entire the entire engine and drivetrain is about 1.5 inches too far back. Because the mounts have kind of like collapsed and fallen off the back, and see if any of this is like pulled and stuff. The thing looks overly pulled, but everything's concertinaed, you know, so everything's movable. It's all movable parts. Yeah, so the entire drivetrain of the car is about 1.5 inches too far back in it. So I'm going to order some engine mounts. So then I'll hook the engine up on the crane and see if we can wriggle her back forward. Get everything to line up. Wow, how unexpected. Okay, happy days, and the next chapter begins. Okay, so while we're at it, I thought, well, I found the other USB port, the normal one. The BMW one is underneath the hood, that one's there. I thought I would use this top-down machine that I actually got sent to review, and I bloody love it, it's great, to see if we've got any codes, because it does say service engine soon. So we have P0300, P1349, P1345, P0455, god damn it, P0300. So yes, we had a hefty bloody misfire when I first started it up, which is now gone away. So that's good. So there's only one code that I'm really worried about, which is this evaporative emission system leak detected. I wonder if that's a vacuum somewhere, probably. Okay. Okay, so we're all cleared. The misfire shouldn't come back, but we'll have to see what that evaporative bloody thing is. It may be gas cap, who knows. Time for a Google. So the big question, was it worth it? Was this car worth buying from CoPart with damage? From an economical standpoint, no, it wasn't. It should have been parted out, because it's just, you know, little thing after little thing after little thing. But for me personally, I wanted a car that I can take to the track. It was an 01, which is a late model. It's got the 3 litre, it's a manual stick, all the things that I wanted. I looked at Miatas, you know, they were very expensive for what I thought they were, and this gives me, like, you know, over 200 horsepower stock. But with everything mounting, especially the transmission issue, which I think is internal. I think the car was in second gear when it was hit, and it's, you know, obviously done some damage to second when everything's been hit and pushed back. So things are definitely mounting. For me personally, as I say, yes, it's a bit of a passion project, something for the channel as well. And, you know, I can take my time and go to Scrapyard on half price days, get a transmission if I need to, you know, go get that transmission mount, which just cost me $18. So, you know, it's a lot of time, but not a huge amount of financial outlay for the car itself. But for anybody else, nah, it wasn't worth it. So anyway, I'm still really into it. I can't wait to drive it. So I better go and order some engine mounts now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.